Roll! Sorry, everybody. I had to do boss work. Man. How we doing? Everybody here? Everybody here? I'm here. You're here. We're here. We're all here. Hey, what's up? Oh, thank God. What do you mean, oh, thank God? Hey, what's up, Bill? Y'all was freaking out because I wasn't here on time, huh? Is that what it was? Was y'all afraid something happened, little old wise? Nah. What are you, what? Oh, okay, sorry. Hey, what's up? All right, yes, sorry, we're here. Everybody can hear me, hope. We're good. We're ready. We're wise. We thought you had perished or fallen into the fate portal. No, I'm sorry. I was having a conversation with some family on a Zoom call, and then I was just closing that down, and Liz is working on her procrastination series. And to do that, it's one of those, she got to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that.
Original procrastination.
The original procrastination project is cleaning her art lab. So she needed me. Don't be, oh my Lord, whatever. So she had to move some shoe cabinets by the front door, which I don't know why shoe cabinets go by the front door. I mean, I get it, but the mirror she looks at is in. But anyway, I digress. So we moved those to the bedroom where I think they should have kind of always been. And then she moved one of the art lab wooden. And when I say wooden thing, I mean like wooden. Like old fashioned, like 1970 made of cherry oak wood. 900 older. It's older than, yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That thing weighed like 900 pounds, so we had to move that. And then while doing that, she has a floor mat out front of her art studio that she had down with nanotape, and I went to pull that out of the way so I could get the little trolleys out of the way. And of course, it just happened to be at the one spot, and I ended up pulling up the flooring, so it kind of like that. So I had to go lift the flooring up and pop it back down, and it's vinyl playing, so it just fucking, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry. Here, let's make up for it. Let's make up for it. Hang on. How is this? How is this?
Rune Dannon.
And then that was just to start the show. And then to make up for me being late. Oh, thank you for the roses. Oh, why? I'm mistaken from a sign from love. Little no. Just a scotch. Just a scotch more. Give her a little test, and that'll tell you. No? Nothing pop in her mouth? You're good then? No, that's what she said. Whoa! I'll let you know if it's... That's a little Oh, if y'all honestly know it. Okay. Okay. Yes, Nika, I'm so glad we got you here tonight. We got a Tuesday, so that's why I wasn't too super upset about having to. I was tired. I probably could have read a few chapters, but I wouldn't have had a lot of energy. So that's why I was like, you know what? We'll get to move it. That way Nika can be here because she hasn't had a chance to be here. So we get her here. So that's awesome. Boom, boom. I'm glad. I appreciate y'all being like, hey, it's in the top. I had to move it behind the flashlight. Yep. Top. Just close that. Don't worry about top. Move that around. Move that. There you go. That is a flashlight. That big, that black thing right there is not a flashlight? Okay, thank you very much. It's a light and it flashes. Ladies and gentlemen, a flashlight was invented. Hey. So yes, we could be here. And then, okay, M says I won't be long tonight. No, fall asleepy. 2 a.m. Child woke up at 7. That's not good. If anything happened to y'all, I think y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I will say I had a few more videos for my first Wise in the Wild vlog on our Ren Fair trip, but
Anybody else we know.
we're not going to talk about that, okay? We're not going to talk about that. That's not okay. Well, I don't know if y'all heard that, but you're probably 100% right. But the signal there was not good, and I was just trying to film them in TikTok, so I lost a few videos. And then I started just filming them on my thing, but then we just got so hot, and they didn't turn out good. So anyway, I appreciate y'all joining us at the Ren Fair. It was a rather quick one. It was 90-something degrees, so Liz got her some bells. That was cool. And then honestly, okay, yeah, be the first. They would have a search party. They'd be calling the police. Yep, Emily's like, yeah, we'd be calling yep, they'd be doing a welfare. I wonder if you and me, like, how long would it take? Would it be the 24-hour? Like, if we were to just go dark for 24 hours without telling them what would happen, that would probably be funny. I'm not going to do that to y'all. Don't worry. Y'all know me. I'll probably overshare. What? No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. So it would probably be within 24 hours. Y'all are amazing. Anyway. Okay. P's not here. Easily. Dr. Lego even says even within 24 hours. Nick, don't do that to his mom. Oh, y'all make us feel so loved. I think, who was it? Was it Q? Was it Q that, who said that? I think it was Q. Was like, can y'all be my mom and dad? Was that Q that said that? Sir, we are a group of ferals with anxiety disorders. You cannot do that to us. You're funny, DW. You're DW. You can't say that. You're supposed to be the most level-headed one out of all of us. I'm just saying. That was cute. Okay, see? That's funny. Yes, you are all our non-children children. I generally think that if anyone sent a message in Discord at any time, someone would reply. Listen, if I'm awake, I'm probably replying. If it looks like it's something serious, you know what I mean? Like if it's just, yeah, if it's a serious, if I hear it, I'm gonna reply. And if it's one of those where if it does, ding, 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 and it wakes me up, I probably would. Yeah. If I knew somebody was having troubles, then I just wouldn't put my phone in do not disturb, so I would hear the messages in the Discord. I'm not gonna lie, I would that do that for y'all. You just spun yourself dizzy, didn't you? You just, ladies and gentlemen, she was over there in a circle. She was being a fairy in a circle, and she just spun herself dizzy. She is in the preacher position. It's like when you take that shot, you know how your mouth waters? You. That's why she's looked at me like I called it. She's like, her mouth is watering. She's hurting, folks. She's hurting. That's hilarious. We have plenty of footage in y'all in Interconnect. We have international. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. We love y'all so much. Well, I have mail time, but I know who it's from, so I can't open it. So I don't want to open it without them here. So we have to wait for that. So we might have to wait, unfortunately. But so while we're waiting, can we talk about this ending of part 1? No, it's not the secret project. It is not the secret project. This is from P. This is from P, I believe. I believe this is from P. I'm 90% sure this is from P. I believe it is a book. A book. Not see yet. Waiting on the final special touch to finish. That's nice. Yes. And it was like, I was so excited. I know, Em, trust me, Em. I want to know what this secret project is too. I want to know the secret project. Did I ever show you my stickers on the back of there? Show you my stickers? I think I did. Dude, part 1 ended. Q knows now. Q knows? How does Q know? What, Q knows how part 1 ends, or Q knows about the secret project? The ending of part 1. The ending of part 1. I think, listen, DW, I think you and me theories are pretty much the same. I think our theories are pretty much, I think our theories are the same. Nobody made any comments on my theory. Like on that one, on the, I don't remember what chapter it was, but I had my one video where I said, this is my theory. And nobody made no comments or nothing, so I don't know. Red, what's up, brother? How you doing? Hey, Red, I hope you had a good Memorial Day, brother. And you got to take the time to remember everybody. Hope you and your family did well, my friend. Q does know many things. I think we very similar agree, DW. Okay. Does everybody know my theory? That I have theorized? Good to hear, Red. Good to hear, brother. Good to hear. Did everybody see that video with my theorizations? What'd you say, Timmy? Yeah, you good. All right. Timmy. Yeah, we still, yeah, Timmy, we're fine. Timmy, you're good, man. Chill, my guy. Okay, so one of my theories is that her and Cain have been like lovers like the whole time. Like her and Cain have like been like, he's a thing and that's the memory suppressing and he's really part of the two, and they're all yeah, it's that way. And that's why when the baby, since now that she has the belly, he's so, not only because it's his kid, because it's a love for them, and he's really been on the good side the whole time, fighting and infiltrating and stuff. And he realizes that the what is it, the hold fast stronghold, them Luca and them, they were, I think he realized that both sides were the bad sides or something of that. I haven't figured that out, but were the bad sides, and he realized it's them two and let the world burn. That's where I'm kind of going with this one right now. That's, if I was writing the book, that's where I would take it. That would be me. So that's where we go. That's kind of my theory. Yeah, exactly. That's why she's putting the brain on her head, because she doesn't want the people. P, what's up? Yes, okay. So me and DW kind of have the same idea. Okay, cool. Guess what this means? Hey, y'all. P's here. What does that mean? It's...
The mail's here. Let's go. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Wait a minute here. Hang on. Time out. Hang on. Stop. Did I just have a realism negation? Did I just have a... No way. Stop. No. Am I... Hang on.
We just got a letter.
Nah, I don't look... Tell me I'm not the adult version of him instead of freaking StoryTime and Blues Clues. It's freaking books. Tell me that is not what this is happening. Tell me that is not what I just realized is happening up on this. Tell me that is not what's going on. Oh my Lord. Hey, thank you, Book Bug Lover. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh my. If that is what's happening right now, that's funny. Because listen, y'all got to remember, I wasn't a Steve.
Jessica was totally Mrs. Salt and Connor was Mr. Pepper.
Salt and Mr. Pepper. I don't know what that means.
That was the little salt shaker in Blue's Clues. It was characters there.
Oh, but you got to remember, I was already in the desert when Steve came out. I didn't get to grow up with him. Oh my God. Am I the adult Steve in this picture? No way. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm sorry. That's funny.
You're like the Miss Rachel for adults.
The Miss Rachel for adults. the what did she just says that and bounces. That's hilarious. Anyway, don't forget the feral unhinged. I'm the Pee-wee's Playhouse of adults. Who remembers that one? Anyway, digressing. All right, so we got a package. I believe this package is from P. Oh, it's shiny. It's a shiny. Oh, shiny. Wow. Wow, that's shiny. Oh, the Poet Empress. Ooh, okay. That's fancy. That is fancy. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Wise not for nothing, but you're a book influencer now. I wouldn't go that far. This is a fantasy of the year. You have to read it. Okay, let's go. All right, here we go. We take the dust cover off. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Let's look at this. Okay. A poem of love, a spell to kill. Interesting. Very interesting. And then here's the inside. Very nice. There's the back. Ooh. We got some sides right there. Very pretty. Thank you, P. Thank you. Ooh, that's very pretty. Ooh, I know this is on the TBR. So, very nice. I hope we get to it very soon. Oh, very nice. Ooh. All right, hang on. Let's see. Ooh. Here, once again, let's see if y'all can. I don't know if y'all can see the shinies on it. I'll try to show you, but the dullness is actually shiny. It's very shiny. My camera's not doing it justice. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. No, that's awesome. No, I remember, P, when you got it, I was like, ooh, that cover looks awesome. Like, if I was in the store and I was just picking by covers, this one would probably definitely catch my eye. This would definitely catch my eye. Very, very nice. We'll put that, make sure we can try to be seen. Okay, there we go. That way it can be seen. Sweet. P, thank you so much. All right. Well, all I can give you now is a button for a reward. Well, what would you like for a button for a reward for such a nice gift? I can give you that. It is. The trophy shelf is growing. Look, we started with nothing, and now we're here. So P says, so tell me. Yes, P. Here, let me move the wheel out the way. There we go. Look at that. We started with nothing, and that's what we've done in just over a year, folks, with y'all's support. Seriously. Guys, think about it. Let's think about it. Because as a matter of fact, we got something to talk about too, because today, as the cool Tiki Talkie reminded us, that Nika and I have been friends on the Tiki Talkie app for 1 year, and she was one of the original followers that started coming back. So it is not only that, it is our 1 year friend anniversary. So thank you for that, love. And for everybody who has been here over the year, because listen, again, we went from no books. Well, hang on. I had Dune and I had my Assassin's Creed books. That was it. And now I have books. So thank y'all so very much for all y'all support. And as P absolutely said, I have to, God, I can't believe I have to agree with you on that though, because because also, as I showed y'all last time, we have the book from MA, Flames to the Beast. So, so yeah, wow. I guess I am a book influencer. When did this come about, y'all? What is happening? What is really happening? Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you for the support. Okay. Wow. Pete, we're gonna get to that one. We're gonna get to that one. I don't know when, but we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to what is even life, right? Oh no, it looked like what's happened. Okay, there we go. Did we go? Are we back now? Are we back now? I think we might have lost the Tiki-Talkie Studio app. Just said for a minute. Okay, the Tiki-Talkie Studio app bounced out, got all crazy, but for some reason the YouTube part, I don't know, TikTok. Remember, hey everybody, if the Tiki-Talkie, if we have the issue like we did last time and it starts to freeze and pause, we'll wait, we'll try to come back after a minute or two. If it doesn't, we're just gonna end the Tiki-Talkie stream and we're gonna continue the night over on the UbiTubi. Don't forget, we are streaming over on the UbiTubi. Okay, so we'll just move over there and then we keep going because the party don't stop with us because I'll freaking love y'all. Anyway, whew, okay, the ending. Let's talk about this really, really quick because I'm not 100% sure, and I want to get some clarification on how this ended 100% because of the way the words and stuff are italicized and all that. I'm not okay, and that's a question I wanted to clear up really quick. So I'm gonna go back to chapter. It'll be the last part. Before part 2, so what was that? Chapter 21. So it'll be the end of that. So I think the memory came back to, right? Wise Beyond the Story remix. I like that. I like that remix. I like that. Okay, so she was falling. Let's go with that, okay? Yeah. So she had the whole issue where she wasn't eating. She was put on the IV drip, right? She was putting on the IV drip, and then somebody's taking care. We don't know who's taking care of her yet, but it doesn't look like it's the freaking thrall. I think it's his mama. And then, so that happens. And then she like wakes up from a dream and she pulls out the IV and stuff. And then she starts to walk and then she starts to fall down, right? And then all of a sudden she starts having, I believe it's a flashback. It's like a person coming in saying, I will schmeckle every one, I'll schmill every single one of them. It was like following the broken passage surge. Was that a memory or is I think it's a memory. Y'all know what part I'm talking about? It's regaining memory. I think it is too. I think it's the memory of the very end, and which is making me believe that they realized the holdfast was doing something bad to her too. That's what I think is what's happening. Right. Okay. So DW. Okay. So me and DW are on the same page, and Courtney is kind of okay. So I think we're there. Okay. Cool. I got 2 people that have at least 2 people are with me that are reading what I'm reading. Okay. Listen, we're going to get this. We're getting this. Oh, of course the rain started. All right. P, you never told me your button. I'm sorry. All right. Before we didn't get your button, P still gets the button for her book. P still gets the button for the book. Do you want the buzzard or do you want Minorian? That's the real question. Thank you, Courtney. Okay, cool. Cool. Mm-hmm. Oh, it just started to rain. Son of a... She said I read nonstop. Listen, Q, if we didn't have things, the one with dude, never mind. Okay. Ah, yeah. So, but no, not PQ. Sorry. When I finished part 1 today, I was like, okay, what's going on? And I was like, oh yeah, I was excited. I was excited to get into reading tonight. Again, if it didn't take me, and the editing of the videos is like today's chapters, I think the longest one took me, I think it was like 18 minutes. And then just to film the video. So it's like 18 minutes to read. Then I had to film the video. It takes maybe 5 minutes to film, edit. At most, it's 5 minutes plus maybe an extra minute. So 6 minutes per. But then the problem is when I have to export it. That's where I end up waiting 20 minutes, 15 minutes for the video to freaking export and go through all the touch-ups and all the other stuff that comes up, and it takes so long, and I just start to lose the momentum. But if I edit them all at once, then I end up flooding the algorithm, and my videos get put out of order. So, I don't know. But all right, here, I'm going to give you one more button because I got to go close the window because the rain is starting. So here, let's do this one. We haven't done this one in a while. Oh my God, Wise, did you see the pretty Ashen books? I'm surviving. Oh, what? The iron, those? What other Ashen? Which other Ashen? I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just following my destiny. I'm just doing what comes after.
I think I might have seen him now that you said that. I might have seen them. I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to lie, but I will definitely check them out after this. Oh, if you put it in today, no, I have not been in the court very much today at all. I had not been in the court very much at all. If you load off, I can do that. So today I was busy. Are we remixing again? Is it remixing again? Right. Am I the only one who's freezing up? Oh no, I don't want to do. Why?
You fucking know.
Yeah, we're dropping TikTok. Why? You knew we were streaming. You fucking knew we were streaming. Why? Good Lord. Everybody's kind of moving in and out. Oh no. No, hey, welcome.
We have a massive storm coming through.
Is Pony going crazy about it?
Yeah.
Okay, so little. She said not the Wombland. Sorry. So apparently there is a big storm coming because the Mini Wise has become our little meteorologist.
She showed me on her weather app, which by the way, she used her own money to buy this like $10 weather app that has this like crazy radar, and it's all orange and red, the whole thing for this county and several around us.
Yeah. So well.
She's hi, by the way.
So, but hey, we'll be here. We're gonna sit here, introduce your. What does this say? Introducing your gift gallery to viewers is a great way to aware. What does that mean?
It's giving you prompts. That's wild.
Oh, that's if. Oh, it wants me. Oh my God! Sorry, the tiki talkie that is having a hard time staying and remixing is telling me I should prompt things to do things to have you give me the monies. Why tiki? Why don't you just let me be live instead of making me? Anyway, digressing. Sorry.
By the way, I don't know if anybody saw, but Emily suggested this like fantasy book ball. I got his tickets for it, but I did put in there that I need help deciding what to wear because, Yeah, I wasn't joking. So if anybody saw it and has any ideas, any vibes.
So our ball experience consists of military balls where I would wear a dress blue uniform and she would wear one hell of a fucking. Anyway, digressing. God bless America. A very beautiful dress. So yeah,
Dig out my prom dress.
I was like, listen, I don't want to do no wings and costume just because I want to be able to dance and move around and not hit people. But I was like, listen, I'll do a black on black, black shirt, black pants, black tie. Do a little slicky Ricky hair. You want a little smoky eye or something? I think that'll be fine. I don't know, but you know me, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I don't care. We can do a fashion show in the Uppies room. Absolutely. Weiss paisley lapels with the lifted collar, all black. Okay, there you go. You've always wanted to go to. Well, I mean, listen.
The 6th.
P, if you really want to go to a military ball, they have them here all the time. I'm sure I can. If you really want to go to one, if you really want to go, they're not. I mean, they're fun, I guess. If you like military history, I'm gonna be honest. If you're with a bunch of cool people, woo! I don't know if y'all heard that. If you're with a bunch of cool people, they're a blast because it's a good time. The first, excuse me, the first half of it is the formalities. Excuse me. The first part is formalities. They come out and they bring the flag out, and then the national anthem, and they post the flag, post the colors, and then the color guard team comes out, and usually you get a small, quick history of it, and then they present awards, things like that, depending on what the ball is for. And then after that, usually they do a ceremony called a grog bowl, where everybody comes up and they talk about, I'm bringing this, and it's usually for the youngest, and I'm bringing the Jack Daniels, and they pour a whole bottle, and Jim Beam, and raw whiskey, and they just start 151 and going crazy, right? And they just pour it into a big old thing, and they end up drinking basically a shoey. And then after that, we eat dinner, and you get really you get really schmuckered, and you would dance. And that was it. And every soldier was walking around with the flask. And they said, hey, you want to try it? And you would have to try it no matter what it is. It was just a rule. So you would end up mixing the lights and the darks. And it was, ooh, yep, perfect. You might want to put a little more cube in that, though. The top part. Because it is melted. So, but yeah, that's really a military ball. I mean, they're fun. But if you're not with the right people, then they're not. Then they're like... We've been to a few where it's just been the people were so uptight they didn't want to have fun. Fort Gordon. And they were just like, oh, and it's just like, oh my god. So, yeah. So, if P gets a military ball, I want a starfall. Listen. It's not hard. If that's I mean, it's not that's an easy. If that's a make-a-wish, I can have that happen easy. Seriously. And then she wants a starfall ball. Well, apparently it's what is it called? The bones in the wind, wings in the bones. A dance of wings and whispers. A dance of wings and whispers. Yeah. I think somebody sent it in the cord. And
yeah, I put a link to
yeah.
the actual thing. So
Anywho.
search the links.
Yeah.
In the cord. You should be able to find it. Just a couple back.
My wish is for a library, please and thank you. If I'm not mistaken, for it to be an official library, I think you have to have at least, what is it, like 2,500 books or something? Like, there's a number.
I think P's close.
I'm not saying she's not. I'm not. I think there's like an actual number.
How many you got, P? Counting Audible and audio and all that.
Ali just posted in the cord what she ordered one. Sweet. It's 1,000.
Ooh, thank you, Ali.
Nice, Miss Wolverine. Heck yeah. 1,000 books, and you have to be 1,000 books as a library. Yeah, I'm I'm still learning on that one. Miss Wolverine, how you liking one so far? I can miss it. I'm just like, I got that on my Kindle. Bet. Nice. So it's 1,000. Well, I am not close. Well, one day we could probably make that happen. I really could. I'm sure we could. I'm sure. I don't know if I could do it in Peace Place, and I don't know if I could put a library in Peace Place. I don't know if that would be possible. Not that would have to be some like overboard with the shoe cabinet. Would you jing 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 and open up and some shit?
New York real estate.
I can't. Yeah, I can't afford New York. Really, sorry. There's a reason I live in Texas. I can afford it here. Chapter 1, so kind of law. It's okay, Miss Wolverine. Same thing. It all just keep going. It's kind of like the first one. It all levels out. Just buckle up and take the ride. All right, P has a question for a class, 100% serious, and then we're gonna get into the stories. Thank you, Lisa. Astro Azul, Lucky and Wise. All right, what is the question for the class, P?
Do we want P to counter? I feel like that could be a fun video. If you're up for a challenge. I mean, we gotta go all the way back. I don't know if you did like Junie B. Jones or some stuff.
Who would be willing to get together somewhere for maybe a weekend? Yeah. I'm not opposed to that. Are you opposed to that?
There's this ball right around the corner. Y'all should just come. It's fine.
That's a little quick, but Q's like, was that a question? Yeah, I would absolutely. If like, yeah, that would. I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun. At one point, everybody get together, rent a place, cabin, 20 people. Everybody pitch in a couple bucks. Everybody pitch in food. Everybody cooks. You don't have to worry about nothing. We can sit together and yeah, that's that's
like a retreat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just have to plan that out to make sure everybody would have just have enough time to make sure everybody could plan and get there. That would be, and we all get to spin the wheel. I'll bring the wheel and the buttons. I'll bring the hard drive with the buttons. A reader's retreat. Who got some land? You gotta find the land. I mean, you could do it. That could be some. That'll be the goal if we ever get to a spot where this turns out and we turn this into all of us working together for real, and then we got money in. Then we'll take a little bit aside, and then we'll put that money aside into the reader's retreat, and then we'll all have two businesses where we get proprietary income. We'll make it in our sleep, and then all we got to do is whatever the fuck we want. How about them apples? Woo! We got some dreams and hopes, babies. Hopes and dreams and hopes. And just so everybody know, I want to say a quick thank you. We are up to 70 subscribers on the UBTubi. I just want y'all to understand something. Y'all might be like, okay, that's nothing. I streamed on Twitch, the purple app, to play video games for almost 5 years, and I was up to like 79 at the most, okay? And most of those are bots and people trying to sell graphic design. So that was that long, so y'all already have more people here, so thank you for that. We are growing very, very, it's slow, but that's okay. We can control it, and then we can handle how things go. So thank you all for that. We are getting there, and this is building. Now,
one day we'll have a land with a writer's retreat, and then we'll have properties around with all the girls, and then we'll call that the inner circle, and then whoever wants to join can,
is that culty? She said, is that culty? Some place with water for swimming. See, you said that, and then Allie Grace goes in the comments. She says, just make a commune. So there you go. You already have somebody else saying the same thing. You just have already someone saying the same.
When does a commune become culty?
Okay, so listen. We have to play. Listen.
Are we okay with that?
No, Allie. See, me and Allie are on the same. Way. It's just like when you buy a large piece of land. You put 2 goats and a chicken on there, so you get the ag bonus. We say we are a religion, the religion of not me, but the higher spirit. I don't want to say religion of wise because I don't want to be no cult leader.
Just be the pharaohs.
Just see, they already said the church of wise, and then we become one, and then we get we are now a dead flesh.
Oh, smile.
This is how I have controlled you with thirst traps of fantasy boyfriends. My plans are taking over. Is that ready? All right, I have to. Liz is gonna come over here really quick, and she's gonna entertain you. I have to charge my resonance really quick. After that last chapter, it was drained. It's drained. 4 hours for me, but I love some Tex-Mex and barbecue. I'm telling you. Pavlov's bell. Patron saint of feral ladies.
I mean, we got good barbecue.
I can cook it now. I just can't eat it.
We got great Mexican food. Oh, Tex-Mex. If you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, buddy Christ, you're a good friend.
Hi.
Okay.
Dallas? Oh, no.
All right. Denver's expensive, y'all.
Dallas?
Ooh. Denver, I have an uncle that lives in Denver. It's expensive. Denver's expensive.
But there's actually a cute little, like, fantasy whimsical village in Texas that somebody created and built that you can go and they have little experiences. And then, I don't know, I think towns like probably Fredericksburg or New Braunfels, something in the hill country would be pretty.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
personally, I would stay out of the big cities, but
even stay out of Waco, starting to get a little bit too big. But no, you're right. Stay in one of the smallers that are close to them.
I guess it just depends on what kind of experience you want to have. If you want more of the small town vibes, just slow, chill, whimsy, where they do markets and stuff, and you do that, or do you want the more downtown, but wherever you go downtown, keep in mind, well, anywhere really, it's going to be hot.
We got you, Nika. We got you. We will set you. Yeah. Listen, Texas is cool. We understand we have AC, okay? Texas, it can be as hot as you want. It doesn't bother us. It did.
Waco is cute though. They have the silos there. The Magnolia thing, if you're into the Gaineses, that's big up there.
Oh, yeah. My dad was at the Branch Davidian compound. Hey, y'all want some lore right there. How about that one? My father was actually there when that happened. Anyway, digressing. Anyway, so that's
on the Davidian
we can talk about. We're gonna work on that. So that's the ever loving agenda goal, I think, for us right there. Okay.
Or we could go far out and go to that no light where they have the natural sky.
Oh, Big Ben Natural yeah.
Where you can see the Milky Way and you can see the stars during a meteor shower.
There you go. Yeah, we can discuss that at brunch. Yes. But no, lots of ideas, lots of plans for the future. Okay. Are we ready to get a few chapters in tonight? Get some chapters in on this one. We got a bunch of people here tonight. All right. It is summertime, so I know it's already getting late, so let's try to get at least one chapter in, because I know our East Coasters, it's already 10 o'clock, and unfortunately, they got to go to work tomorrow. So, all right, but we do know the goal is a big commune/retreat for all of us to be at and figure it out. Okay, we got it. She said I wouldn't be here, but oh well, I'm hooked. All right. All right. Canada in summer wise, I can't. I don't have. Y'all make me. Y'all really want me to get a passport and stuff, don't y'all? I can do anything in the summer. I can do anything in the summer. I just can't handle the winter. I just can't handle the winter. That's my biggest thing. All right, but seriously, we'll get onto that at brunch. Let's get into this right now. Alchemized Chapter 22, Part 2. Oh, okay. 22, Part 2. You just need an enhanced ID? Oh, then I might already have that. Then we might be good. Okay. Interesting. All right. You ready, Timmy? Timmy, you ready? You ready, Timmy? All right, here we go. Oh, I was going to ask really quick. I hate to do this. Is there, I haven't found it. I've been looking. Is there a touch sensitivity? Because I be like double and triple tapping on accident sometimes. But I can find the freaking font size. I can find page format. I can find all the, but I can't find like tap sensitivity. I just got to not be fat and old. My fat finger. And like, stupid finger. Ugh. You know what I mean? I did it again. Anyway, digressing. What is she saying? Chaos one day. Okay, hang on. What is that? He just need an enhanced ID card. Trust me, one day all the spiders. We're going to get to, one day we're going to go to Australia, but I might have a flamethrower on my back. You don't think it's a thing? Okay, I just got to be better with my finger tapping. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry for the delays, right? Walk around with a flamethrower. All right, chapter 22, part 2, Alchemized. All right, let's get to it. I'm trying to keep my eye out on the TikToky studios and the frame rates. If that drops out, don't forget we are over on the UbiTubi. We're going to keep going. Let's get into it. 4 years prior. All right, so we back 4 years prior. Solstice Eve, 1785, PD. All right. On the upper plateau of the East Island, not far from the Alchemy Institute, stood one of the few freestanding houses on the Paladin Island. Solstice Splendor, the Banyard family grand old house, thank you for the gift, was one of the few to survive the city's stratospheric architectural climb. That means it high up in the air. Most of the city gave way to the vast interconnected towers climbing over heights, and the Bayards had to keep their original home on its original land. The city and the more newly moneyed loomed high overhead, but Solus Splendor had never tried to raise, content to the fierce of the shadows of the Alchemy Institute and Tower. The Bayards were such fixtures at the institutes that Helena sometimes forgot how near their family seat was and how wealthy they were. Even in the war, barely maintained, Solus Splendor was beautiful and startling, the size even as many convalescent home. Its many spacious rooms were now filled with rows of beds and those too injured to return to combat, so that headquarters would not be overflowed with the wounded. Rhea Bayard had been offering such care even before her husband became the one permanent residence. Helena stood at the bottom of the steps leading to the front door, trying to summon the will to knock. The air was cold that her nose had gone numb and her fingertips aching through their kids' gloves. The first day of winter, but it had already been bitterly cold for months. The hibernal solstice was supposed to be all about looking ahead to brighter days. But after 5 years of war, it was difficult to believe that things would ever get better, no matter how much the days lengthened or warmed. When Helena was too cold to keep loitering outside, she ascended the steps and rapped hesitantly. The door immediately swung open, revealing Sebastian Bayard, Lilla and Soren's uncle. He was a tall man with an agile build and a pale skin, and the hair almost blended into each other. The only color to him was the soft blue eyes that always seemed to be searching for something that wasn't there. He'd been the Principate Apollo's paladin primary, among the other things now, and reserved he always had a sort of tragic alertness about him, like a dog waiting for its master to return. "Helena," Sebastian said, inviting her in. "We're glad you made it. I know Rhea hoped you would." Helena's stomach twisted in a hard knot as she stepped into the warmer interior of the house, discarding her coat but leaving on her gloves. Whoa, why did the page turn? Several children scampered by, quiet and wan-faced, but with shining eyes. Some were so young they'd never known a day outside the war. They were all accustomed to staying out from underfoot and minding themselves, but solstice was magical for them. The front of the rooms were still functional. They were full of people, some with wheeled chairs, crutches, or bandages, and others in good health, if not spirits. The mood of the party failed to match the cozy lights and warmth of the cheerful music and emanating from the gramophone. The voices of conversation were all low and somber. "There she is." Lilla's voice suddenly broke through the hum as she rose from the far side of the sitting room. Her pale hair was braided as always into a crown around her head, which made her seem even taller than she was. Groups parted as Lilla crossed the room, hopping agilely on her gleam prosthetic leg to avoid chairs and tables. It was uncharacteristically showy, but Helena knew that Lilla was desperate to prove that she was more than sufficiently recovered from her injury and ready to return to combat. The decision would be made by the council in 3 days. There would be a full hearing, and the healer and one of the alchemists involving in developing the titanium base of the prosthetic. Helena would be among those consulted about whether Lila was competent to resume her duties as paladin primary. Okay, all right. It's kind of, what was that movie? A Few Good Men with Cuba Gooding Jr. It's kind of like that. Okay. Lila's icy blue eyes scanned Helena's face in an instant. "You look nearly frozen. Come over here. Luca got a fire. He'll make it warm for you." They reached the group that Lila had broken away from, all members of the same battalion. They were gathered around the fireplace, and in the center sat Luca, their god-touched principate, slouched like a schoolboy and teasing the flames with his fingertips. With the flick of his fingers, the flames took shapes and danced across the logs like acrobats, their lights guiding him. Luca was smaller in both build and height than almost all of them, barring a few of the girls. Even Lila's twin brother Soren, who was regarded as small for a paladin, had a good several inches on Luca. People said it was something about pyromancers. They just tended to be slight. But the sneering few pointed that the principate being expected to marry someone shorter than him might also have something to do with their general rationality dwindling stature. Was that? Yeah. Helena knew almost nothing about Luca's mother, much less how tall or short she'd been. She died of wasting sickness when he was too young to remember her. "Make some space for Helena," Leela said, nudging her forward. "Hell, I'll get some mulled wine. That'll get you warm." Lila disappeared. "I don't think I've ever seen Lila so helpful," said one of the boys, as a weary smirk on his face. Helena wasn't sure his name was. He was newer. A defense specialist. His predecessor had been Schmild during the same battle against Blackthorn that cost Lila her leg. "Shut up, Alistair," Luca and Soren, who was sitting just behind Luca, said simultaneously. Fire flashed in Luca's eyes, while Soren seemed to lengthen like an ominous shadow. Ooh! Everyone glared at Alistair. Alistair shifted and forced a smile. "It was a joke. I think we'd all be acting just like her if we needed a hearing to resume combat. I just don't know why she's worried. She could have lost an arm too, and she'd still fight better than most of us." Soren relaxed, rolling his eyes, but Luca stared stonily at the fire. Penny Fabian had shifted her legs to the side and, meeting Helena's eyes, patted a spot near Luca, but Helena hesitated. "Sit there. In a matter of days, Ava Holdfast would call Helena in just for a chat. During the conversation, she'd make a series of remarks about how tenuous things presently were. about the needs to make sacrifices, and how sometimes caring about someone meant staying away from them. She would talk about loyalty, how members of the Eternal Flame had followed the holdfast for generations. The Principate held a certain standard, and it would be devastating to cause it their faith in Luca was shaken. If he seemed to prioritize others more than them, Helena shook her head, mumbling something and finding Lilla as she backed away. The next room was quieter, filled with more severely wounded convalescents. They paid no attention to her. Sitting among them was the former general, Titus Bayard. Although he'd never been a paladin himself, he was taller and broader than his brother. That's what she said, with a wide forehead filled with furrows and creases. He served as a military commander for the Eternal Flame for most of Luca's life, training and approving new members, including his own children, choosing their positions and combat designations. Now, with the same intense care and concentration, he very slowly wound a ball of yarn in his huge hands. "Hello, Titus," Helena said in a low, even voice, kneeling beside him. "It's Gila Marino. Do you remember me?" He gave no indication of hearing her. He only ever minded Rhea. "Do you mind if I look at your brain? Won't hurt a bit, just a little touch." He gave a non-committal grunt. She slipped the glove off and reached out, fingers trailing along the wide scar that started at his temple and disappeared into his hair. Her resonance spooled up from her fingertip like tendrils of energy cast in a net, examining the tissue and bone into the brain, looking desperately for any signs of change. Everything was the same. There was almost nothing wrong with Titus physically. Even his brain showed little signs of anything being wrong with it except inactivity. So there's nothing wrong with his brain except inactivity. Okay, I gotta find the pencil. I'll find it in a second. All the carefully, perfectly regenerated tissue Helena had shift after shift reconstructed had she repaired his brain matter? What? And saved his life, but trapped him inside his own mind. She didn't know how to get him out. If he was even still there. If he was still in there. "You're very strong," she said, conversationally, as she smoothed his hair to conceal the scar again. His concentration of the ball yarn broke off briefly so he could give her the grimacing smile. Their eyes met, and she felt the same pain in her chest again, an overwhelming desire to tell him, "I'm sorry. I was trying to save you. I didn't mean to do this to you." Helena, her stomach clenched in a dread as she turned to face Rhea Bayard, Titus's wife, the tall woman with raven-like features and a long, sharp, deep-set green eyes that Soren had inherited. According to the story, she'd been an alchemist at the Institute and a good one, but she'd retired to marry and have children. "You came in so quickly. I didn't realize you were here." Quietly, "I didn't realize you were here. Have you already seen Titus?" Rhea was smiling, but it was strained. Helena knew she received the invitation, that this was why she was invited. Rhea lived in the desperate hope that eventually Helena would find a way to heal Titus. She used to bring him to the hospital constantly, even after everyone else had given up, convinced that with time and new science, someone in Helena's abilities could restore him. Helena had been afraid that Rhea would blame her for failing to heal Titus, but her enduring conviction that Helena would find a cure felt worse at times. Just now, Helena said, even though she knew that wasn't Rhea was really asking. "You take such good care of him." Rhea's smile faded when Helena added nothing else. She looked down, twisting her fingers. Good. Yes. That's good to hear." Rhea cleared her throat, and as she stepped over to a shelf and took down a package, holding it out, "I am glad you came. You've missed the earliest festivities, but this one's for you." Helena stared at the outstretched gift, her face growling hot. "Oh, but I didn't realize there'd be presents. I didn't bring... You kept my children alive. We'll call it even." Helena sat down and pulled off the paper string, opening it. Inside the package lay a knitted green pullover, intricately made with raised patterns reminiscent of the alchemy symbols. Oh, this is beautiful. This is too much. I can't take something like this. Rhea seemed pleased by how stunned Helena was. I wasn't sure about your colors or your resonance, aside from titanium. But Lila mentioned you liked the barons, so I thought the green would suit. This must have taken so much time. Rhea sighed. Knitting keeps my hands busy. My parents are from the lowlands in Novice. Lots of sheep there. My mother's always sends me shekins along with her letters. Shekins? Trying to convince me to bring Titus to live with them. She pressed her lips together. He would like the sheep, but the twins are here. Besides, there's not much chance of a cure for Titus if we go. Check Discord general chat, please. Discord general chat. Discord general chat. All right. Was that just a general message, Ms. Wolverine, or was that will for me? But I will check as soon as I get a break. I will try to do more research to see if I can find anything. Thank you, Rhea began, but then broke off. Titus, no, we don't do that. Helena watched as Rhea hurried over and tried to pry someone's crutch from Titus's hands. Helena, can you find Sebastian? About my tapping? Oh, it's about the tappy taps? My tapping? Do I mess up with the tapping? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. I see. Thank you. Okay. Over and try to pry in someone's clutch. Helena can find Sebastian, Rhea said, her voice forcefully cheery as she half wrestled with her husband, who, while usually gentle, was twice her size and sometimes threw tantrums. Helena hurried from room to room looking for Sebastian. He was in a little entry on the front door, avoiding everyone under the pretense and acting as if welcoming committee. Helena barely opened her mouth before he seemed to know. Titus! He was gone in an instant. Helena stood, clutching the knitted pullover in her hand. Her opportunity to exit was clear before her. No one would notice if she slipped away. You're already going? She looked around guiltily and found Luca standing behind her, 2 mugs of mulled wine in his hands. I'll have another shift soon, she said, grateful that it was the truth. Luca had always teased her for being a terrible liar. Her face, he'd once said, was disastridly honest. Words wise honest. Her eyebrows knit together. They have you back to back like that today. Not usually, but everyone wanted the solstice off, she said. And they know it's not really a tradition in the South, so they just assume I don't have any plans. And they're right. I don't really have people. Excuse me. I don't really have people like they do. His eyebrows rose. Am I not people anymore? She managed to smile. Of course you are, but you're busy. Everyone wants you. Excuse me. Oh, my water's up. He dropped down on the slender bench for the door and then held out one of the mugs. Stay. You haven't even been here 10 minutes. She glanced toward the other rooms to see if anyone had noticed, knowing they undoubtedly had because Luca would always be immediately missed. If Soren and Layla were shadowing him, they would only because they already knew where he was and were giving him space he'd ask for. She could hear Lila in the next room, her voices raised dramatically, telling the story of Orin and the great battles against the necromancer during the first necromancy war. The children were scampering in from all corners to listen. Layla had the mysterious allure of when it came to children, she could be in armor and covered in blood, and toddlers would still want her to pick them up. And she would, and any minute later, she would be playing peekaboo with a helmet visor. Soren was standing near the doorway, wearing a look of grave interest in the story he'd heard 100,000 times. Helena caught the corner of his eye for an instant before he pretended not to notice her or Luca. This interception was carefully coordinated. I miss you, Luca said as she took the mug, resigning herself to Iva's impeding lecture. Luca nudged her with his elbow as she sat beside him. Every time I look for you, you're busy or slipping off somewhere. She gripped the mug tighter. Well, my job starts when yours ends. That's probably why, she said. But I'm always here when you need me. She sipped the wine. It was warm, but also sour and barely spiced. The shortages were eating into all the other supplies. Same goes for you. Just because you're a healer doesn't mean you don't get breaks. You're getting called in for too many shifts. Tell me, I'll get it fixed. If you're getting called in for too many shifts, tell me I'll get it fixed. She shook her head. Don't worry. Iva always looks after me. And after all, Iva considered Helena a vital asset. The Eternal Flame had only one healer, and while they couldn't afford to lose her, they couldn't afford to not use her. They couldn't take any more losses. That's good. It's nice knowing there's one person I've never had to worry about, he said, eyes fluttering close for a moment, exhaustion visible on his face. Lila's voice rose deep and dramatic, the dead surrounding them on all sides. Orin and his faithful paladin stood back to back, darkness all around, the only light in the fire in Orion's hand. Lucas sighed. You're going to clear Layla, aren't you? Helena peered into his mug. She's ready. There's no reason not to. And she's the best at what she does, which is keeping you alive. There came the series of grasps from the children in the next room as Layla described the paladins battling horde after horde of Necrothals while Orion fought the necromancers alone. What if the reason is that I don't want her cleared, Lucas said, his voice barely audible. Helena looked over. Now he was the one avoiding her eye contact, his jaws jutting stubbornly forward. You know, he said, when she took the vows, I thought, at least if she was always there to protect me, it meant I'd be there to protect her too. He rubbed the ignition ring on his thumb against the rim of his mug. But I'm not always. She acts like that's the job, getting chopped in bits in front of me. She's already saved my life more than times than I can count, and that's supposed to be fine? His eyebrows furrowed together. Because I'll win the war. Because I'll win the war, so it'll all even out in the end. Just like Orion. Except I don't know how to do that, and she just keeps getting hit, and I'm supposed to keep letting her? He swallowed hard. That's what she said. There were too many people, too many lives, balancing on his shoulders. Everyone was always watching, waiting for him to intuitively manifest a miracle like the one Lila had presently described in vivid detail to grasps and cheers. Lucas' sense of failure ran through him to a fault line, waiting to rapture. Every death and every scar that Lila and Soren bore adding to it. He spoke again. Everyone keeps saying, we're almost there. And it has to get worse before it gets better. And it's crucible. Wait. And it's a crucible. And it just has to prove true. But what if I can't? What if that's why things are like this? Look at her. His face stricken, guilt written across it. All the doubt was not supposed to feel. The principant was supposed to be unwavering. Faith manifested. Faith manifest. Soul's divinity come to earth. Everyone went out ready to die for him at any moment. So how could he betray their faith by doubting himself? Holy white flames rose everywhere, consuming every Necrothal. Lila's voice boomed grandly. Sitting there beside Helena, Luca was an orphan with centuries of legacy resting on his shoulders, and no more idea of how to single-handedly win a war than anyone else. Helena shook her head. Luca, I don't believe in you because anyone ever said I should. I am here because there's no one braver or kinder than you. You're all the good things that anyone ever hopes to be. We're not here because you tricked us. She touched his wrist with her gloved fingers just a moment. The reason we believe in you is because you're not good enough. Then no one is. Because if you're not good enough, then no one is. He shook his head. Orion was. All my forefathers were. Nothing like this has ever happened to any of them. A necromancer showed up and they stopped them. Simple as that. But I've tried everything and I can't. Probably because it's not you, Luca. Maybe it's Cain. There. Wars were easier than this one, Helena said forcefully. None of them were anything like this, except maybe Orion's. But even then it was simpler, because like Lila just said, he could fill the valley with fire that reached the mountaintops and burn down everything. Even if you could do that, there's a city with thousands and thousands of people around you. Orion only fought one necromancer in his whole life. There's a reason to think that any of them could fight this war better. You're doing your best. And if the gods don't see that, then they're blind. Don't say things like that, he said, cutting her off. That's not helping. Oh, poor Luca. Sorry. Her mouth snapped shut, and she didn't show what else to say. Nothing ever seemed to be right. Where the necromancer had stood, there was nothing but ashes. Lila said in a climactic voice. What was that necromancer's name? Came a small piping voice. No one knows, Lila said with an air of mystery. Anyone who knew, he schmilled. Where was I? Oh yes, even now. Orion's whole body was arrayed in holy sunfire in using his pyromancy. He took that fire and lit a blazer. I thought you said everything was burned up in the great waves of fire except the paladins and Orion. The little voice interrupted again. There was a mixture of laughter and slushing. Well, as it happened, this iron brazier was not burned away in the great waves of fire. Lila said in the mock solemn voice. And so Orion placed the holy fire into it, and before his paladins and dawning sun, he swore a solemn oath that so long as he and his descendants drew breath, the flame would not go out. The flames would be carried to destroy the roots of necromancy wherever they festered. And I thought there was a stone, came a piping voice once more, apparently revolting against the slushing. When my dad tells the story, his version had stone in it. Well, this version doesn't have stone, Lila said quickly, trying to finish the story. Anyway, I like it better when it has the stone, contributed another small voice. Helena sat the mug down, glancing at Luca, who was clearly distracted by Lila's squabbling over the family history with a pack of children. Give the children what they want. Luca, I have to go now, she said. Don't lose hope, though. We're always here for you. The days will get brighter. He gave a wan smile and a listless nod. I know. The near moonless sky loomed overhead, and she stepped outside, brighter with the winter stars. She let out a harsh breath which rose like a fog, blotting them out. She turned her eyes to the alchemy tower ahead, and still, always illuminated by Orion's holdfast's eternal flame. Luca was the only holdfast left now to keep the promise and sustain the fire. But after 5 years, the war had become a battle of attrition. No amount of healing or fire or paladins was enough to win against the ever-growing army of Necrothals. She stared at the beacon of light, heart clenching at the thought that it might go out, that Luca would be the last because no one could save him from his destiny. She looked down at her hands, curling her fingers inside the gloves, slowly opening them, drawing in a deep breath. You promised you'd do anything for him. Bum, bum, bum! 20! Oh no, where did everybody go? No, that's all right. Oh, we got 4 people on the Ubi-Tubi. Okay, so we still got 11 with y'all here. Okay, well, let's get y'all some spins in. Let's get y'all got some spins. Let's go. We got some spins. I got that over there. Woo woo. Boom, boom, boom. What do we got? Okay, that means y'all get a free spin. An additional free spin. That's what that means. It's a spin again and y'all get a free spin. That's what the chode means right now. Because I don't feel like putting a chode up on the screen. So anyway, that's what's happening. All right. How are we? Ooh, here we go. Minorian. Okay, here's the next spin. All right, let's see. That's to say. We got. I got it pulled up. We got. Ooh, we haven't had this one in a while. Okay. Here. All right, we're going through the settings to look at the stuffs too. All right, I need to do the extra spins while I'm doing the other spinning. Okay, 3 dots. What do we got going on? Ooh, honey pot. Double tap anywhere on the side. I think I need to turn that down. All right, what is this one? Ooh, we got another one of these guys. Think I found the double tap. That's what it says. All right, then you get one more. Because that was for the chode spin. Lock screen, brightness, text size. Another one. Freaking Lord have mercy. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we have it. I think we have it. We'll find out if not. Thank you, Miss Wolverine. We'll figure out if that works. We'll find out. All right, what do we got now? Oh, here we go. This one's for DW. Ow! All right, and this is the one to make up for the second chode button. Y'all are getting all the spins tonight. Round and round she goes, where it stops, nobody knows. Here you go. All right, there we go. Dun dun. Yee do 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 do. Okay, so here and here. Near, 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 near. Boom, boom, boom. All right, I think we're ready now. All right, here we go. I gotta get the right page. Ah, where are my page? Go back to my story. Okay, hang on. I gotta get back to my story now because I went all up in the menus. There's the button. There we go. I think, well, it still works when I double tap, but it doesn't do it when I tap the table now. So that's good. I have to find the other one. There's more settings I'll have to go, but it's working good. It's working good. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Wolverine. We're gonna keep working it, but it's definitely, it's gonna be better now. But I think I've seen. Okay. Where are we? Are we ready, folks? I think we're ready. Chapter 20. Wait, hang on. Y'all was having a conversation up here. I wanted to check it out. What were we saying? What were we saying? about reading. Somebody said something about reading something. I don't remember. I'll have to find it later. I'll find it later when I go back. In the top 3. Yeah, I hit the 3 buttons, and then it comes up about, and then it goes into settings, and then device options, and then info, software updates, language, keyboards. So it says double tap anywhere, so that's turned off. I have the double tap turned off. That's what I'm saying, and that's all I see. Double tap anywhere, the size device. I wonder if I have to reset. I don't know. But we're good. We'll get some more stories. I'll work on it. All right. Courtney's reading with you. What y'all reading? What y'all reading? All right. Let's try to get at least one more chapter in tonight. The Windy City series. Oh, okay. Cool. Heck yeah. Enjoy. That's awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. All right. Here we go. Chapter 23 of February 1786. Helena's jaw was taut, her teeth grinding together as her fingers twisting through the air, pulling, tugging at the feeble connection, threatening to melt away from her. Her right hand was cramping, sharp pain shooting along the tendon in her elbow. But if she broke the connection, let her hand rest for an instant, her patient would die. Come on, she said under her breath as the fingers spun through the air, refusing to give up. Where is it? As if she needed to just verbalize her desperation. She found it, internal bleeding, where the pressure was pooling. Got you, Helena said, with little fingers grasp of relief, her fingers moving faster now, manipulating the tissue, repairing the artery, drawing the blood away so that she could focus on the task before her, a ribcage which had been split apart. She had been transmutating the regenerative lung tissue with one hand and maintaining the heartbeat with the other. I can barely pat my head, chew gum, and okay, respect, you get it, girl. And maintaining the heartbeat with the other while she realized there was something else wrong. And now, finally, her resonance was not screaming out that death was imminent. She gave herself a moment to flex her right hand once before, guiding the shattered bones back over the new lungs, knitting together in places they'd been broken. Regenerating what was missing, she'd pushed the mangled skin back, repairing it the best she could. Finally, she rested both hands on the healed chest, drawing it up, making it rise for breaths, letting out her own sigh. There would still be weeks of recovery ahead, at least a month of convalescent at Celeste splendor. The lung tissue was new and delicate, the repaired bones fragile, but he would live to fight another day. She let herself look at the face, and now that she knew he wouldn't die, checking the intravenous drip before she gestured for medics to take over again. He was young. She knew so many of the faces, but she'd never seen this before. A new recruit, or maybe newly aged. No, he couldn't be of age. He looked barely 14. She had no time to wonder. She had to wash her hands, douse them in antiseptic, and move to the next bed with ribbon designation that needed for intercession. Don't look at the face, she reminded herself as the medics and nurses scattered to make space for her. She didn't know anymore. Good googly moogly. She didn't know anymore how long she'd been on shift. A day or two, it was hard to say. It had been mostly battle injuries at first, cuts and gouges, stab wounds, broken bones. Then it became burns, charred off limbs, scorched lungs, skins of charcoal, crisps that cracked and oozed blood, and lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Hospital smelled like roasted meat, blood and stench of gust and wounds. The lavender oil they disinfected with. And then you really want to make it great, just have the smell of burnt rubber in the background, and that's what a war zone smells like. Sorry. At least in the Middle East. Anyway, digressing, Helena used to like the smell of lavender. Her last patient she lost. The organs failed more quickly than Helena could regenerate them. She was so tired that her hands trembled uncontrollably with every twist of her resonance. She wasn't fast enough. Her resonance rebounded on her. A pulse of energy like a blow straight through her chest. Ghostly cold rushed through her and dissipated. Gone, Helena slumped, breathing unsteadily, wanting to scream. A minute more and she could have. She pushed herself up, hands shaking at the step back, looking at the face before she could stop herself. The body was so badly burnt she could tell if it had been a boy or a girl. It was horrifyingly small, and she looked around searching for another ribbon, but finding none. She walked swiftly towards the nearest wall, her knees giving out, her mouth was parched, and her hands shook as an orderly paused and handed her cup of water. She was one of the young ones with the bright blue eyes, new enough to still be eager at her job. I remember those kids. Helena clenched a cup in her hands, staring dully across the casualty ward, the row of beds and the piles of blood-soaked clothes and bandages and sheets on the floor. She could feel that same blood on her face and hair, only her hands were mostly clean, the only thing she'd washed in at least a day. She pressed her hands against her chest, finding the sunstone amulet under her filthy uniform. The fabric was so stiff with blood, it almost cracked as she squeezed the amulet, trying to ground herself. You should have been on break hours ago. She looked up to find Matron Pace standing beside her, mopping her forehead with a mostly clean cloth and chipping cup in her other hand. The matron's apron was as blood-splattered as Helena's, and red-stained wisps of gray hair clung to her flushed, swollen face. I didn't see you on a break either. Even Helena's voice shook with exhaustion. What y'all talking about, Mile High? Oh, this is a book you're reading. I'm like, what are y'all talking about going on with Mile High Club? Y'all about to go, like, I'll use your Southwest miles and something? Like, just rent a private plane if you're going to do that, guys. It just, that way you don't get in trouble. I'm just saying. Helena, wow, we got 6 people over on the Ubi-Tubi and 7 on the Tiki-Talkie. Wow. We're popping off tonight, guys. Appreciate y'all. That would be a lot of... Cute, that's funny. Okay, sorry. The focus was... Hang on. You know what? We ain't heard this one in a while. Hang on. Where is it?
Lock in, Wise. Lock in.
All right, here we go. Gotcha, this face. All right. Pace had been in medicine longer than Paladin Central Hospital had existed. Helena heard she'd been a midwife before the national medical licensing laws came into effect. A woman needed alchemy certification to qualify, and Pace wasn't an alchemist. So she'd become a nurse. Is that like when you can't become... Okay. Helena sat, the joints in her hands aching from the constant repetitive flexing. Inside her chest there was a feeling like the rope pulled taut. The dread through her thought of the beginning to feel her feet again. Go rest, Matron Pace said. Helena shook her head, her eyes fastened on the door where any new casualties would be brought in. I should stay in case of an emergency. Is Meyer still in the surgery? Meyer was one of the most accomplished alchemical surgeons Palada had ever produced. That was like a lot of syllables to try to put together for my fucking mouth to fucking produce. But all the words. He left the hospital in Novus to join the resistance and keep their hospital running after the Undying wiped all the field hospitals and clinics. Meyer was a genius surgeon and a hard worker, but also short-tempered, and he did not like women. Unfortunate when the war hospital was predominantly staffed and run by women. He kept it to himself, then few male assistants he brought in with him, leaving the management of the hospital and dealing with medics, nurses, and orderlies to Pace. Marino, there are plenty of accomplished medics here. You've worked longer than you should. Go have a rest. Helena watched in sheeted gurney past. Already it's on its way to the crematorium. I don't want to sleep right now. I'll just dream of being in here. Pace signed. I don't know that I should tell you this, but there's a meeting in session. The council asked for a report from the hospital. If you'd like to go. Exhaustion had dulled Helena's mind into near incomprehension, but though thought of giving a report in a war room left her numb. She hated going into the room where everything was reduced to figures and zones and interests. The dead were only numbers in that room. I've been in those. Do we have the numbers yet? She asked. Just the preliminary ones. Pace picked up a file, holding it out. The meeting was underway when Helena entered the war room. The resistance headquarters were based in what had once been the Holdfast Institute of Alchemy and Science. The war room was previously a faculty boardroom, and now it was the audience chamber. Spanning a wall of a tiered map in the full city-state, the two main islands in the main land abutting the mountains, the levels of water districts, and all marked out. Most were colored black and red, and the tide of blood closing in on the blue area centered in the upper half of the East Island. There was a gleam of gold in the sea of blue, marking the institute itself. The Council of Five sat at the dais behind the long marble table. 2 chairs were empty. Falcon Matthias sat in the far right. Beside him was Stuart Ivan Holdfast, a gaunt gray-haired woman with a large sunstone pin affixed over her heart. The seat of honor in the center sat empty. It had been weeks since Helena had ever glimpsed Luca. Was he still fighting? The 4th seat was also empty, its occupant standing beside the map, a long staff in his hand. As General Alethorn touched parts of the map with his staff, areas which had black turned red, indicating the active combat zones. To the far left of the dais sat Jan Crowther, his eyes scanning the room, watching the audience rather than Althorn. Everyone else was seated in rows and chairs split in the center to form an island. Helena hung back. Those in attendance were all clean, and Helena covered in blood and other fluids. If we continue to push back in the upper trade district, we should be able to press our advantage, Althorn was saying, indicating a series of buildings near the ports. Hold, Althorn, Iva spoke up. We finally have the hospital report. All eyes turned to Helena, eyebrows raising at the sight of her. She should have cleaned up more before coming. It felt so urgent when she was on her way. Moreno, you have the floor. Hi, everybody. Well, people are not... Sorry. Helena swallowed and looked down at the file in her hands, chest tight as she walked towards the center of the room where there was a large mosaic of the sun, rays spanning around it. All right, she on her description again. We on the deep, deep description. All right. Living in a house full of women has prepared me for this book. I am telling you that much. Living in a house full of women has prepared me for this book. I don't mean that in a bad way, but man, there's a lot of words. Speakers were supposed to stand in the center. These are only the initial estimates, she said, her voice hardly loud enough to carry it, but carried anyway. The spot where she stood had been designed to capture any sound and amplify it due to the oddly stepped ceiling overhead. An estimate is fine. Hey, that's like that place. There's a place in Oklahoma. No, that's the opposite. I think there's a place in Oklahoma that's supposed, but that's the opposite. It's supposed to remove all the sound, not nullify this. Oh, sorry. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Focus wise, focus. Your resonance is slipping wise. All right. An estimate is fine, Iva said. Helena opened the file. The numbers felt so incomprehensible, they threatened to stretch and distort as she read them out. Estimated casualties, estimated on how many would be permanently removed from combat, estimated on how many might recover enough to return to the front. Every number but the last too large. The report was met with a long silence. Althorn cleared his throat. Would you say those estimates are likely to rise or drop in the final report? Rise, she said in a dull voice. The hospital resorted to triage care for protocol and prioritizing the patients most likely to survive. But preliminary reports are usually conservative. They were concerned murmurs. Thank you, Marino, Ivana said, and a note of tension in her voice as she nodded towards the map. Althorn, you may resume. Wait, Helena said. Her heart was pounding as she forced herself to look up from the numbers, staring at the empty seat where Luca was supposed to be. Anything. Thank you very much for the gift. Oh, thank you very much for the gift. Thank you very much. Hey, that's my wife. Thank you, love. So many words in our house. They're y'all all the words. I love y'all, though. Anything. I submitted a proposal to the council a week ago, along with my report on the hospital's inventory, and several weeks before, too. I never received an answer. There was a tense silence. She plunged on. I know. It's in a hard to consider, but I believe we should offer resistant members the choice of donating their bodies to the cause in the event they're killed in combat, she said. Rather than burning the bodies, we could... She hesitated a moment, knowing she could never take back what she was about to say. Reanimate? You want to what? Reanimate them and use them as infantry in order to protect our living combatants? I mean, okay... What kind of fucking meeting is this? This would be done only with written permission. Absolutely not, Ivana said, cutting her off. That is treason, came another voice. Helena looked up at me and met eyes with Falcon Matthias, who glared down at her, his face livid. You stand before us and propose a desecration of the natural cycle. This is the reason why vivomancers can never be trusted, not even for a moment. They are corrupt from conception. This is why the country faces war even now. One moment of leniency and their corruption natures will seek to spread their contamination. Shut the fuck up and kick rocks. You fictional character TikTok. It's just fictional. It's a story. I'm reading words from a book. We are not talking about real people. He turned to the council member seated beside him, inclining his head. I am ashamed that such an apostasy could be uttered by my oblate. I beg the council's forgiveness. She will be taken in hand, placed in chains, and stripped of all. We're fighting a war against the dead and the undying, Helena said. She knew they wouldn't listen, but surely by now they understood the eternal flame couldn't possibly win if things continued as they were. It wouldn't be done to anyone who didn't consent while they were still alive. Our soldiers are willing to die for the cause. Why not at least give them the choice to keep fighting and sparing their lives? What do you know about fighting? Sit and rotate. The question came from behind her, looked back, and there were so many people glaring at her she couldn't even guess at who spoken. Your proposal is a violation of everything the eternal flame has stood for since the moment of its founding. Oh, I don't know what to say. Ivana said in a cold voice, you want to consider the damnation of the soldiers' souls? You took oath, Marino. Did I misjudge you? Have your abilities made you forget your humanity? No, Helena said, raged with frustration. The file in her hands was crumpling as she gripped it. I am loyal to the cause. My vows are to protect life and fight against necromancy, no matter the cost. This would be to that end. I would sacrifice my soul for the eternal flame. I wouldn't get... I got some wife and kids that I might sacrifice it to, but a whole eternal flame that... What? Anyway, sorry, digressing. What's up, Shmoo?
I just thought that you would like to know that I'm now strawberry blonde because of my hair dye.
Oh, it has kind of, yeah.
Yeah, this is still bright pink,
Yeah.
but then I've turned slightly ginger.
You look beautiful, though. So enjoy it.
Though I have become my worst enemy.
Why? Oh, stop. Get out of here. Oh, Miss Wolverine, thank you so much for all the lightning bolts. I didn't see those. Thank you so much. I didn't see those. Oh, and y'all I looked up, and guess what? Y'all just turned another wheel spin because the Dodgers hit a home run. Yeah, so Liz Face, she added some pink highlights to her hair, and then now the pink highlights have kind of taken her hair after all the sweat and stuff, and she's turned her into a strawberry blonde. Ooh, Cupid's bow. Thank you, love. Thank you. I didn't see the bow. It's so fast. Okay, back to the story. Focus-wise, digressing. I'm sorry. You know I would sell my soul for the eternal flame, but there might be others who would as well. Can't we ask? Falcon Matthias stood up. And he was tiny, bony man, and he looked prepared to launch himself over the dais at Helena and strangle her. The order of the eternal flame created by Orion Holdfast himself was founded on soul's principles of the natural cycle of life and death. It was for Orion's bravery and willingness to sacrifice his life. These old people, I want to smack. Fictional characters TikTok, it's a book. I'm reading the words out of the story. That was blessed by the heavens and made victorious. Any use of necromancy is a violation of the cycle. Your thoughts and words are a stain upon the eternal flame and history itself. Who are we saving right now? Helena said, her voice rising. How many more can we lose before? There was a firm smack of a hand on the marble table, and the ceiling overhead abruptly rearranged itself. Helena's words were swallowed, leaving a deadly silence. Jan Crothar lifted his hand away from the dais. His eyes narrowed and split into the study. Oh, did we lose him for a little while? Do I need to stay? Do I need to stop? Oh wait, you're talking because I'm never mind. I'm sorry. Anyway, lifted his head away from the dais, lifted narrowed to the slits of her study. Marino, your voice is no longer recognized by this body. Chodes. Lots of chodes. Lots of chodes. Chodes. Ivana said after a moment, her voice cool and deliberate. However, it is the plan to see that you are hysterical. Given that you are clearly not of sound mind, we will not have you disavowed for this. As she spoke, Ivana looked sharply at Matthias, who looked ready to protest. In gratitude for your years of service, I will have this outburst stricken from the records. She closed her eyes briefly, as if in prayer. I am grateful for the Principate Lucian. Lucian, was not there to witness this betrayal of faith. Tell Matron Pace that she will handle all future reports from the hospital. You are dismissed. What a bunch of cunts. That's a British word, TikTok. It means cunts. That's what those people are in the meeting. Anyway, digressing. Without another glance in Helena's direction, Ivana turned toward the map once more. One of her hands rested on Matthias's arms to claim him. Moving on now. Althorn, you may continue. Althorn's voice was a distant rumble in Helena's ears as she turned and left the war room. Standing in the corridor outside, Helena looked down on herself. Except for the clean gloves she'd pulled on, she left the hospital. She was covered in blood. The file slipped from her fingers, and on the floor she clamped her hands over her mouth to keep from kneeing, her chest startled to heave. A heavy hand landed on her shoulder. Not here, sweet fire, you're a dunce. She was guided, blindly, down the hallway into the adjoining corridor. Before being let go, she sagged against the wall, sliding to the floor. Her head pressed against her head's knees and stobbed against her head until her head felt hollow. She looked up at Soren, who stood a foot away, leaning against the wall, watching her with his deep-set eyes. If he was here, it meant Luca must be back too. He must have crashed from exhaustion. If they'd run the meeting without him, Soren shook his head. You should have cried before you went in for your report, unless you were betting on Iva forgiving you for reasons of temporary insanity. Shut up, she said, shrinking smaller, her chest hitching. You could have at least washed up if you wanted to be taken seriously. Shut up, she said again. TikTok, I'm reading from a book. It's just not a story. She knew it wasn't going to work, she said, folding her arms. You have to know. Never, ever, ever in a million years going to approve the use of necromancy on our shoulders. Or anyone not our soldiers before you get any other ideas. I mean, I was about to say, what about, but okay, you nipped that one in the bud. She pulled her knees in tight against her chest. You have no idea what it's like in the hospital. No, I don't, Soren said in a flat voice, and neither does anyone else in there. So I don't know why you thought screaming at them while looking like that would change their minds. She was too tired to argue. You know what your problem is? Helena said nothing. He'd tell her whether she wanted him to or not. He always possessed all the sharp edges and weariness that Luca lacked. You don't have faith in the gods. Yes, I do, she said quietly. No, you don't. You think you do because you think they probably exist, but that's not faith. You don't trust them. I'm not going to enter my opinion on this conversation. Why would I? They haven't done anything to deserve being trusted. And she said in her voice thick, I've tried everything, Soren. I try to believe, but it's never enough. Even if I did really believe, if my soul's the price of saving you, of saving everyone, she choked. That's not a price. That's a bargain. He dropped into a squat in front of her, and so their faces were almost level. That doesn't matter, though. They'll never agree. No one will. You're just hurting yourself. She looked down. Then we're going to lose, and she said in a dull voice, and I'm going to be the one who puts you back together over and over until I have to watch you die instead, and we still won't win. Soren gave a hefty sigh. I'm guessing no one told you, but this battle was actually quite victorious, quite the victory for us. She should have felt something at this news, but she was empty. Whether you win a battle or lose it, all I see is the costs. That hits, y'all. That hits. God. Ow, that one hits. Fucking tell him, Helena. That fucking, y'all, that's a fucking, that, as they say in the rap world, bars. That's a fucking bar right there, y'all. That's a bar. I'm sorry. That's a fucking, whether you win or lose, all I see. God damn. Okay, sorry. Just figured you'd want to know because Luca thinks that's a sign that things are finally taking a turn. Helena felt as if her chest had caved in. Don't take that from him, please. She nodded silently. Soren rested a hand on her shoulder. She could tell he wanted to say something else, but he just stood up instead. We're back for a few days. I'm sure we'll see you around. You should clean up and get some sleep. You need it. He walked away. Helena stayed curled up against the wall to crush beneath the wall, too crushed beneath her despair to move. Marino! A cool voice jolted Helena awake. Her eyes snapped open and she found Iva Holdfast standing before her, both hands resting idly on her head of a cane. Helena was still huddled against the wall where Soren had left her. Let's have a private chat, Ivana said, her tone even and emotionless. Helena's stomach shriveled as she stood stiffly. They went for the floor of Ina's office, and she produced a little key from her pocket to unlock it. Helena had always admired that Iva had never tried to hide her lack of resonance, never acted ashamed or apologetic about it, even though most people didn't possess measurable resonance. Once swept into the world of alchemy, the absence sometimes felt startling to encounter. The guild families staked everything upon their alchemy, their future and fortunes depending on maintaining their traditional resonance. They were borderline superstitious about their children's abilities, and so a lapse in their family was often taken as a sign that the bloodline was weak. But Iva was never hidden away from the Holdfast. The faith had long held that resonance was no form of superiority. It was soul's will to endow whom he would. The Holdfast had given Ivana many opportunities as others Holdfast. She had been one of the women's first in study in the science department before deciding her interests lay elsewhere, and the first female non-alchemist to join the Eternal Flame, where her brother Helios, Luca's grandfather, had become principate. Now she was the only family Luca had left, and he had made her steward, entrusting her to act on his behalf when he was absent. Helena entered the office and stopped short. Jan Crowther was seated to one of the two chairs across from Iva's desk. He was a needle of a man, plainly dressed in ash-brown hair. Is that a needle of a man? Is that saying he was skinny and wiry like me? There's nothing wrong with the wiry guy. Motherfuckers, I'd take offense. No, I'm just playing. Excuse me. I'm plainly dressed. Hair combated back from his face. A red flame pyromancer, Crowther had fought for the Eternal Flame's crusade against necromancy in the surrounding countries until his right arm was paralyzed. He rarely spoke in the public meeting. He managed logistical matters, supplies, rations, and dispatching, and assignments to resistant non-combatants. Helena didn't know why he was there. If she was going to be censored, it made sense for Falcon Matthias to be present. Sit down, Iva said, sitting behind her desk, which was covered in files. Helena sat in a chair beside Crowther. She was so tired that it was difficult not to slump. Seems I'm doomed never to have an easy conversation with you, Iva said. Helena said nothing. There was a long silence, as Iva was debating where to begin. We're losing the war, Iva finally said. Helena blinked, the room coming in sharp focus. Her eyes darted between Iva and Crowther, who remained silent, both watching for her reaction. She didn't know what to say. Most people regretted it as a preordained fact that the resistance would win. Eventually, the eternal flame was always victorious. Are they, though? In the battle of good and evil, good always won in the end. Does it, though? Does it, though? I know, Helena finally said. Iva inclined her head, her gaze sailing through Helena. Luca is exceptional. The best of all the holdfast, I've always said. When you've lived as long as I have, you learn how rare it is that anyone with such capacity for greatness is actually truly good. Right there. Anyone with such capacity for truly great. Luke is not a good person, is he? But Luke is one of those rare few that can do. Luke ain't jacking. I don't think Luke is jacking shit. I don't know. I might be wrong. It's a tremendous burden trying to protect someone like that. They're protecting the wrong person. Sorry. Okay. Ivana closed her eyes for a moment, her age showing in every line. Why does my brain... Okay. I've never expected to be steward to the prince, but my brain is locked onto that, y'all. I don't know why. I spent so much time wondering what Apollo would do, or my brother, or my father, but it's no use. None of them were anything like Luca. He's so earnest, it pains me. She pressed her hand over her heart. Who's up here? Hey, kitty girl. What's up, Saki Boo? No, cat butt. What are you doing? And you're gone. Cat butt. Anyway, I am grateful you at least did not make that proposal with Luca present. Helena just pressed her lips together, knowing that Iva's gratitude wasn't because Helena would have Luca, but because he might have agreed with her. Because he trusted her, valued her perspective, even when they disagreed. But if she spoke with Luca present, and he had listened, everyone else would have seen her as a serpent. She found a box, sorry, that's why she left me. Dripping poison in his ears, corrupting their golden air. So she just a honeypot. Y'all some British word. Motherfucking bitches, y'all. What the fuck? Okay. Y'all some fucking... Yeah, y'all some bitch. Okay, I got TikTok is I'm just reading a story. TikTok, those are the words in the book. Please don't do anything. Entertainment purposes only. Thank you. Have a nice day. I stand by what I said. Crowther let out a breath like a hiss, and his fingers of his hands twitched. Her eyes caught on the ignition rings decorating his fingers. You know it's impossible. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Lego got me this shirt. Whoop, whoop. Thank you very much. I know it's impossible. Helena shrugged. Even when we're losing. Yes, even now, Crowther said, speaking at last, though clenched teeth. I know you want to help, Iva said, but we're not only fighting for ourselves, but for the soul of Dr. Padilla. As Principate Luke cannot allow the principles of his forefathers to be betrayed. Iva looked down on her hands folded over before her desk. However, the country has been exhausted by this war. The moral outrage towards necromancy has only dueled further with time. Oh, y'all want to... Hey, Saki Boo. Y'all want to accept this shit behind closed doors, but... See, y'all some dirty-ass bastards if y'all do. TikTok is a book. I'm reading a book. I'm sorry, TikTok is stories. The moral outrage towards necromancy has only dulled further with time. There are many people like you in the city who prefer the idea of Necrothals fighting instead of our sons. The Undying do not ask for food or soldiers, nor for the citizens to do without. That has to allow for their guild assembly to legitimize themselves and claim there are ones of the people. So what do we do? Helena asked. Iva pursed her lips, drawing... Listen, you are trying to listen. You don't have an only sock. You can't do that. You are too young, and we don't promote that around here. We're family friendly, okay? Family friendly. I love you too. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Pretty girl. All right, I got to finish the story. Almost done. Helena stifled an incredulous laugh. Everyone remembered Cain Ferran. Wait, I missed a line. So what do we do? Iva pursed her lips, drawing a deep breath. Do you remember Cain Ferran? Helena stifled an incredulous laugh. Everyone remembered Cain Ferran. He murdered Luca's father by ripping out his heart at the foot of the alchemy tower. Om Nam Shiba, Om Nam Shiba. Ferran had been 16, just another student, and without warning, he committed the worst crime in Padilla's history. He was never arrested or charged, even though the investigation had yielded multiple witnesses positively identifying him as the murderer. Because he disappeared. There were few reports later listing him as likely among the undying, but little else was known since. Yes. Girlfriend, you cannot buy me like that, I remember Ferran. She said, realizing that Iva was waiting for an answer. Cain Ferrand has offered to spy for the resistance. I called it. Cain Ferrand has offered to spy for the resistance. Helena's head swiveled. Oh, what did you say? Ha ha ha. Crowther's upper lip curled. He says to avenge his mother. So it's not, maybe it could, wait, that might be his mother at the beds. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. Stop biting me, Sakibu. A strange, motivated grin. Okay, that nibble is okay, but don't bite my fingers. A strange, motivated given that Enid Ferran died peacefully in the family city residence a year ago. When he was reminded of that, he admitted he has a few conditions for the services he's offering. Helena stared at him unexpectedly, but it was Iva who spoke. He wants a full pardon for all his wartime activities. That seemed an obvious demand, although entirely out of the question. Luca would never pardon his father's murderer. There was something about the way Iva had said Helena made to feel the pardon was not all Ferran had asked for. Hey, M.A., thank you for the gifts. What's up, love? How you doing? Hope your move's going well. Hope everything's going well. He wants you, Marino. What? What did you say? He wants you, Crowther said, both now and after the... What? Casually, what? He already knows he wants her. Helena sat looking between them, certain she was misunderstanding him, but there was only science. His information was valuable. All right, we're going cat Mike. We're going tail Mike. Valuable to us. Oh, I will not. And Valena said. Helena shook her head slowly, not ready for the conversation to move on the estimate of value. Crowther and Iva were seated too far apart to look simultaneously. She had to keep glances between them. Iva was not looking at her, while Crowther studied her in a look of impassively curiosity. Helena's voice failed twice before she managed to speak. But why would he? I don't think Ferran knows who I am. What the fuck? Crowther gave a slow reptilian blink. The two of you were academically competitive, weren't you? Well, yes, technically, but it's just the national exam scores. We never spoke. He was guild, and you know how they were. And I was 36-hour hospital shift had dulled her brain to the point that it was only then that she realized that Iva had not brought her into the office to censor her at all. She looked between them again. Are you asking me to... We need that information, Crowther said. We have spies, but none of the level of Ferran can offer. This would be direct access to intelligence we often spend months trying to piece together. He tilted his head, studying sideways. Given your impassioned advocacy today that the resistance do whatever is necessary. That is some gaslighting ass shit right there. Fucking TikTok, I'm reading the story, entertainment purposes only. Whenever is necessary. No, okay, we're still good. This war whatever is necessary to win this war without personal cost. He smiled. We thought you might be interested. Helena's mouth was dry. She could barely swallow. Her words stuck in her throat. We won't force you, Iva said quickly. It's only if you agree. You can say no. Yes, Crowther had said with another thin, empty smile. Ferran was quite specific that you have to be willing. The fuck is happening? I know what's going on, but what? Okay. This had to be a test. They wouldn't do this, not after everything. Iva wouldn't sell her. You could have a day to think about it over. Iva said, but an answer now would be preferable for all parties involved, Crowther said pointedly. Iva's finger curled into fist. She should have time to think, Jan. Those words finally made it real. Iva had never offered Helena time to think about any of the irreversible decisions she'd been asked to make. Helena almost felt that now nearly invisible incision scar just below her navel. Iva, who was always calm, who always did whatever she considered best for Luca regardless of the cost, had finally found a choice that even her conscience struggled with. Not a test, then. I don't need time to think, Helena said. You said we were losing the war, and this is the only option, so I'll do it. Get the flippin' fuck stick out of here. I'm reading a book, TikTok. Don't freaking Jesus, as she spoke. Without hesitation. Damn. She could feel the blood draining from her face. Her body, her head and body growing light. Iva stared at her and then Crowther, and then she gave a sharp nod. All right, Helena's fingers had gone numb. At some point during the conversation, she swallowed hard. That's what she said, forcing herself to speak again. How will you explain it once I'm gone? Iva cleared her throat. Oh, you won't be leaving. Not immediately, anyway. To start, you'll act as a liaison between the Resistance and Ferran. You'll see him. What was it? Twice weekly? Crowther said. Yes, you'll go every 4 days, acting as the point of contact. Pass the information he gives you to Crowther. He will ensure it reaches the right members of the council and the commanders. The rest of the time you'll remain here and everything will operate as usual. Oh, was all Helena could say. She should feel relieved that she didn't have to feel anything. The room was tunneling. Crowther and Iva were down a long telescope. Even their voices were far away. Excuse me. And given the sensitive nature of this argument, there will be no official records or acknowledgement of any kind. Black ops, man, bullshit, bull motherfucking cunt dick bitches. That was my personal feelings about myself, TikTok. Fucking stupid ass, bullshit ass chodes. And under absolutely no circumstances are Luke or any other friends, acquaintances you possess have any... Oh, of course, nobody can fucking know, but fucking bullshit. Do you understand, Marino? Yes, her eyes were ringing. What? Yes, her ears were ringing. Crowther said something else about healing herself as necessary to avoid raising questions. She couldn't make out the words. She just nodded and said yes again. What the fuck? Oh my God, y'all. What the what the heck? Okay, what are we saying? He wants her albino boober. That's funny. DW, I stand by my comment. I can't read your comments, DW, because I laughed through my shoe, y'all. Sorry. I can't read some of y'all's comments. Sacrificial. Yeah, I think she was. They did. They made her the sacrificial lamb. Absolutely. If that's what we're saying. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. All right, where are we at? Y'all are at... Ooh, okay. We ain't got many, but here we go. Let's get y'all some spins, and I need to residence. Let's get some spins going. Spins are going. All right. Hang on. We got some spins, and I got questions, and spins, and questions, and questions, and spins. Because I missed them. We got banana. Oh yeah, okay. Hey, I'm glad you're getting moved in. You'll get to that writing space soon. I'm excited for it. I'm glad you're getting in. I'm glad you're getting set up and you can get started. Excuse me. Okay. Well. Oh man. How's everybody doing tonight? I think we're gonna stop there because the next. How long is the next chapter? How many pages? Let's check it out. What does it say? Ew, that's 20 pages, not 20. I don't know. How are we doing tonight, y'all? What are we thinking? Think we caught, because we're coming in. Now, we are coming back tomorrow. Don't forget, folks. We're coming back tomorrow. Bum, 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 bum. Pixie, like, I'm on vacation. Do whatever you want. I think we're right too, DW. I'm thinking we got this one. Yeah, these are some long. I'm telling you, and again, I think. What's up? Come on, Saki. Come on, girlfriend. I think we're gonna end there because the next chapter is a long one, and it's already getting late. It's 11:30 for my East Coasters. I don't want to keep y'all up, but we're gonna keep going tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget that. But we're gonna hang out and chit chat for a minute. Come on, Saki. Come on. Oh, she don't want to come back up. She ran. Yeah, if it's a 20-minute, it'll be. I don't want to be up too late for my East Coasters. But again, we will be back tomorrow night. Don't forget, folks. I know it was a Tuesday, and I'm glad we got to see Nika for a little while when she was here. We had fun. I will say, I like how the story's going, but I kind of hate that we had to go all the way back a little bit, and then we kind of go for. I'm not really. I understand why, but I'm not a fan of that. I just like to go through, but it's okay. It's okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna make the 2 videos. Here, let's do it. I'm gonna check you out because I'm thinking I will probably read 1 or 2. So let's check. I'm just checking page length. Okay, so 20 pages, 25. Okay, so 25 is pretty short. I might just read 1 tomorrow. I will probably read just the 1 live tomorrow, the long one, which is 25, I believe. And then I think that's where we left off, right? No. It'll be 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. What chapter was that? We did 21, 22 today, right? So yeah, we did 21, 22 today. Yeah, 21, 22. So tomorrow I'll probably do we did 22, 23. Okay, so 22, 23. So I'll do 24 by myself. And then 25, yeah, I'll just do 1 chapter. So I'll be on tomorrow night. It'll be 25, 26, and whatever. That's what it's looking like. 24 by myself. And then we'll do the rest, whatever we get to. That's where we will be at for everybody that will be caught up. Yes. So yes, I try to go all the lives. We try to do 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, except for our Sunday brunch, which is 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. But also, be advised, as things are coming, in the beginning of June, we are a little bit busy, but don't forget, I will be doing random just hangouts during the day. For people that can hang out in the morning, I don't know, just watch out. I might be when I wake up, when I do my morning coffee and rune and stuff. Who knows? I might just pop up and say, hey, what's up? We might just have a little morning chit chat with each other. We never know what's going to happen. Wise is going to be, that's me. We're going to be going out everywhere. But with that said, folks, I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out with me tonight for these chapters. Thank y'all for checking on me when I was just a little bit late. That made me feel kind of special when y'all were like, hey, my guy's not here. So that made me feel special. So I appreciate that. As always, thank you for all the support. And we will see you next time. And always, we'll hang out in the cord. All right, folks. Until next, y'all, apparently y'all weren't. I'm sorry. I felt so bad. But again, it kind of, it makes you feel good when people actually are like, hey, something's not right. So it makes me feel good. I appreciate that. All right. With that said, good night, y'all. Let's put you out on. Let's find a good song to put y'all out on. Let's find a good. This is a good song. All right. Have a good night, all. We will see y'all tomorrow night. Have a good one.